Okay, folks. So this is going to be a very, very quick snapshot of what we're doing at ISO to try and prepare us for the next stage as we move forward with these spectrum of risks. I think the one thing that I would say as a challenge perhaps is that we're using the phrase or the term invisible risks, but actually I think that people see the risks. What we don't yet understand is the actual depth and breadth of those risks, which is a slightly different concept. And it's something that we have to work on as a society to deal with. It is interesting as we look at artificial intelligence, because a lot of, I think both of the previous speakers have spoken about artificial intelligence risks, but the sort of technical risks that we're seeing in AI are the same sort of risks that we've seen in digital and in cyber previously. What we are seeing is the acceleration in the speed of deployment and the magnitude of the risks. But actually, as risk professionals, what we have to get away from is actually getting dragged down into the weeds. And I'm afraid sometimes with compliance, we do sometimes get into the very much the operational level stuff. And we need to think about the strategic objectives around what we're trying to achieve. With TC309, one of the things that we have seen, and we're due to update 37,000 this year, which is our flagship standard, as it's been 5 years in publication now. When we published 37,000, we were speaking back then in 21 about good governance and what good governance looked like. We've now evolved our thinking, and we're now talk more about effective governance and proving that there's effective governance in place to provide that assurance and oversight to the top management. And I think Una spoke about accountability and leadership. And with governance, we need effective leadership, and we need people to understand that accountability. And actually, if people are going to deploy AI, actually understanding that the organization does have accountability for that AI in the same way that it has accountability for the use of cyber and digital assets. And one of the things that we're really bad at in ISO is actually joining together these silos. And Hood and Jones published Accident to Design back in 1996, which was obviously 30 years ago. And they spoke in that book about the risk archipelago. And they used the metaphor of the ring of islands sitting in the lagoon, and each island being a separate entity. There's one island for compliance, one island for governance,